I'm not watching any show, buddy. I'm making a show. It's my regular Tuesday night thing. I don't need channel. Following. Got a little bit of technical setup here, and then we will be good to go, because I'll have to put kiddo down for bed.
Hi, Carmen.
Got a little bit of technical setup here, and we'll be good to go. I'll put kiddo down for bed. What? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you stop playing?
Yeah, give me a second.
Hello.
Hey.
No.
That actually hurt my own ears.
What happened?
Alright, give me a second, guys.
Don't talk in high-pitched noise.
I gotta put kiddo to bed. I'll be right back.
By turning the kid into a bed.
I'm cheating right now, working on my stuff.
I'm over on my stuff too as well. My story, I don't know if I've written as much in my story as I have of other random things that are now in my folder of word count.
Nice. Yeah, it works every little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's like, so last night I sent you guys the poem I wrote for my wife because she wanted a poem.
Nice.
The hilarious one that was about pooping. She did not appreciate that one. So today I actually wrote her a real poem. I printed it out in fancy script, and then got her flowers and went to her work.
Nice. That's cool.
But so I added both poems to my word count because technically that's writing.
I haven't been writing much the past couple days because I was making my wife a dress.
Gotcha. I'm writing a really cool scene right now.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm enjoying this scene, Joe.
Are you?
You know how I said earlier the guy didn't piss himself? I decided against that.
Oh, interesting. All right, we will talk about that in today's episode. Are you guys ready to begin?
Sure.
Yes.
The writer's journey has many paths and starts with a single blank page. And technical setup needs to go off of that screen. Hang on.
Dun, dun, dun.
I got good momentum there. And
Please set
oh,
up.
I gotta change our anyway. The writer's journey has many paths and starts with a single blank page. How will your journey begin? What path will you take? And how will you fill your pages? Welcome to Word Art Online Writers Hangout, episode 41, entitled Chatoyant. So titled.
Oh, I was hoping it was.
What?
I was hoping it was good.
You just cut out on me, Ben.
I said I was hoping it was called My Precious.
Nope.
I'm
So.
on a Smeagol kick.
Yeah. So the word of the day comes from the title of today's episode comes from our word of the day, which we will describe later. Let's see, yeah. That's right, folks. You have stumbled upon Word Art Online Writers Hangout. Every Tuesday, starting at 9 p.m. Central, we gather together on our Twitch channel to talk about writing, encourage each other in our writing endeavors, and if possible, encourage and entertain those of you who are gracious enough to give us a little bit of your time. We post the previous episodes on our website, www.wowcast.com. That's WAOCAST.com. We thank you for checking us out. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Well, I am Ben. I am a dad, a husband, a website admin, a podcast host, a quality assurance team lead, a minister, a doctor of metaphysics, a doctor of religious studies, a master of silly putty, a novelist, a voice actor, a poetry writer, I think, a poet. I was a poet and I don't know it. Lover of movies, slayers of dragons, 4-time Academy Award viewer. Yeah, that's me.
Alright, I'm Matthew E Nordin. Not to be confused with the Matthew Nordin in the left. He's a lot more successful than me, but I wrote a poetry book and he didn't. So you can find my poetry book at MatthewENordin.com or at wowcast.com. It's on our site. I also wrote a short story that's a flash fiction under 1,000 words, a space thriller that takes about 5 minutes to read. The last 10 minutes.
I actually finally read it.
Oh, nice.
I rated it on both Goodreads and Amazon. Goodreads, but I don't think it's got no picture.
I'm never on Goodreads. I should get on that. And also currently I am working on some of the last edits of my novel, which should hopefully come out this year. Hopefully.
And I have just posted our website.
And I am Joe, also known as Shadowfox, SHAD0FX. I'm a proud father, freelance writer, aspiring game designer. My current project is working for Harsh Realities as a writer on their upcoming Seafaring campaign setting called Elfwood. I'm also working on my first game release called Escape from the Con, which should be out sometime this year. You can find more information about Ben, Matt, and Joe on our website, www.wowcast.com, WAOCAST.com. You can also find links to past episodes. Like Matt was saying, you can find links to our books, to his books, because Ben and I are kind of slacking on the published works thing for now.
I have a poetry book that's, it's okay.
Yep. And be sure to follow us on the Twitterverse for even more antics, and that's at Word Art Online, the number 1. The guys will be posting that link in the chat here in just a second. We do want to give everybody a heads up. The chat is about a 2 to 5 second delay between when you post it to when we see it. Or when you post it, we see it right away, but it takes that long for us to be able to respond with it. So there's a little bit of a delay. So if you ask a question and we don't answer right away, that is why. If you are watching this on our YouTubes, please leave comments below and give us thumbs up if you like the episode. We take critiques. And if you want to write your critique on a $20 bill and send it to us, we will be glad to take it. And be sure not to speak on that subject ever again. So,
also, if you want to gauge whether we talked about your thing or not that you chatted, you can look actually at the screen and see when your chat pops up.
Yep, I've got the chat popped up in there. Mal, go to bed. No.
Yep.
Mal.
Everyone who is named Mal must go to bed.
You guys go ahead and talk about Camp Nano.
Okay. So, how is your camping going?
Well, I have, for the first time in forever, to quote Frozen, I actually have had this weekend, I got a sleep apnea machine, because apparently
Nice.
I've been done with that. And so I look like Bane at night, and I talk like this. So anyways, so I actually have a lot of energy lately. So I've been doing a lot of housework and every kind of work I could think of, and totally ignoring my writing. But, so I've written some poems for my wife because she asked for some. I wrote an article for Underground Inc. called Oh Spider-Man by Spider-Man about the new Spider-Man movie and all the others that have came up before. I'm on my second chapter going through the guy so since last week, my main character has gone from kind of being CSI of the crime scene. He kind of took it over and became Sherlock of it in a way. And they have crossed the street over to an apartment building that overlooks the gas station where the guy was killed. And so they're interviewing people through there. And they hit a stoner's apartment. And it's a really cool scene. I took something from The Simpsons where the guy opens the door and he's staring at my partner's breast. And she goes, "Hey, excuse me, my eyes are up here." And he goes, "I have made my choice." And he even said something like along the time where like he actually originally doesn't even know I'm there because he doesn't even look at me. Ask, "How can I help you two?" And so, in order not to make the book sexist in a way, I had her literally grab the guy by the collar, even though she's 5'3" and a lot shorter than he is, and put a gun to him and be like, "Listen, you little shit," and like go on, and to the point of where he pissed himself. And they've now entered his apartment and discovered that he also has a roommate who isn't as bad as he is, but they both were smoking weed, and so they're about to crack down on talking to them to see if they saw anything that happened yesterday.
Nice.
But it's been a really fun scene to write.
Those are always fun. I like going into one of those moments that's just a fun moment in the story.
I don't know if you guys have seen the Camp Nano statistics as of now. I updated our screen for The bottom right has the current numbers for words. And Ben is at 4,376, which is a good job. Matt is at 23,633.
It's edits though, so it goes fast.
And Asia, a friend of ours, who joined our cabin when we started, is at 9,937. And I am at 13,742.
Yeah, but Joe cheats.
No, I don't.
I know. I just wanted to say that because
I
had the
did
lowest
not
number.
count when I posted the lyrics in for Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. I did not use those as the count.
Oh, okay.
I have to admit, not all 13,000 words have been used for Elfwood. A good portion of them have been, but I've also been working on a couple of adventures. Escape from the Con I need done before Constellation Convention, which is coming up very fast.
Yes.
And
3 more weeks. 2 more weeks. 3 more weeks.
should be 2 more weeks. So
I woke up thinking it's this weekend because I was like looking through all the different panels that were coming up and when my panels were, and I was planning it all out, and I was like, oh crap, it's this weekend when I woke up, and I'm like, wait. All right.
yep, you don't have to fret because why? Because it's Zombie Jesus Day this week, so
Yep.
we're pretty stoked about that. And if you guys are watching this on Easter, it should be uploaded tomorrow. We are filming this on Tuesday, and we want to wish all you guys a very happy Easter. And if you don't celebrate Easter, happy whatever Sunday celebration you have.
Happy Sunday of eggs and
Happy brunch.
wine.
So, did you guys go over what Camp Nano was at all, or?
We just talked about where we were at. We didn't really talk about what it was.
Okay.
So,
So basically,
I think
what,
we only talked about where I was at. I don't even think we finished where you were at.
Matt, go ahead.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I've been plugging away here. I've on my last edit before I send this off to beta readers, and actually I have my critique group meets this Thursday, so I'm gonna give the first 10 pages to them and see what they think of this edit. So, and then I'm actually going to be sending it to my beta readers, and then probably a couple more edits, and then I'm done. This book needs to be done, because this is this year's
Now-
book, and I need to work on next year's book. So,
Now, how did you go out and get beta readers? Maybe our listeners want to know.
yeah, well, okay, so beta readers are actually the best people you can find for your book, because I look for people like beta readers don't really necessarily have to be like English majors or writers themselves. It actually is kind of good to have a mix of them. I actually wouldn't suggest having too many being your beta readers, because you want your beta readers just to read it and to give their thoughts on like what they think, like where it's slow, where they got distracted at, things like that. I actually do have on my website, I have a spreadsheet on finding beta readers. How I actually have a sheet that I give when I send a copy of my manuscript. I also send them this. Let's see if I can find it. It's a kind of a worksheet for the people that they can work through and just kind of check off, like what characters do they like, things of that nature. See if I can find it real quick here. Growing beta readers in 4 steps. There it is.
That's very cool.
Oh,
I have a list of beta readers, but I don't actually haven't sent them anything ever. Because I'm awesome like that. But all my beta readers are people I know who are just like, dude, I want to read it. And I was like, okay, whatever.
I don't have beta readers. I have beta testers.
I have a list of 11. I don't know if that's too many.
Yes, that's way too much. No.
I don't know, how many does Matt have?
I have.
Well, actually, no, I have
Maybe
10 because this guy's
5.
gone. 5?
Yeah. I don't know. I like to kind of reward my beta reader somehow too, and I'm broke, so I can only afford 5. It's like, hey, I'll take you out to eat. I can only do that like 5 times, and then I'm broke. So, or my wife will get upset because I'm taking people out to eat.
Taking random people out to eat, but not your wife. I could see that being a definite plot twist in a marriage.
Yes. So okay, I actually did find. Actually, what I use is from Jamie Gold. She's actually an incredible author who has tons and tons and tons of resources. I've used her stuff a lot. Like, she has the Save the Cat beat sheet. She has all kinds of worksheets and everything. So I'm going to link just the beta, because I actually have a link to that in my post itself, that has her her worksheet. And I pretty much that to people because it's amazing and great. And yeah, I can't say enough. Like, if you go to her like worksheets for writers, she just has a ton of stuff, like from story planning. I think I actually kind of developed my character sheet off of one of hers as well. So it's a really great resource. I highly recommend checking her out. I have actually never read any of her books, but I use her stuff a lot. She's a romance writer, so not too much into romance. But if you are,
I like romance. I like when it works. Sometimes I have plot twists that I don't really, work for that. But.
Ooh, her Unintended Guardian is free right now.
Interesting. I did get for all the writers out there, I did get a new paid publishing opportunities for writers email from Freedom with Writing. So
Nice.
I'm toying with the idea of the rest of the month, obviously finishing up Elfwood, but or my part with Elfwood, and then doing some of those things. But
You are Elfwood, Joe.
I am Elfwood. I actually have a costume idea for when I get Elfwood done that I'd like to do. That it's basically a pirate captain. He's basically a wood elf, so a traditional wood elf, but he looks
Gotcha.
more like a tree ent. So he's like super old and a little bit tall. And
Have you guys wrote any boner jokes into this story yet?
no,
So what?
I mean, come on, Joe. It's called Elfwood.
I know, but we're
Like,
trying to
literally
keep.
no one's gone off and done a pun about an elf having wood.
Well, they might, but I think we'd like to keep this channel pretty clean there.
It is clean. I didn't say anything bad.
Said
per
curse
se.
words
Just-
earlier. Captain America is upset with your use of language. There.
Yeah. Well, no. All the words I've said so far, a 13-year-old can say. It's fine.
Yeah, they probably say worse words than I do.
Yeah. I've said 13-year-old swear words. I haven't gone quite to adult swear words yet, Joe. Do you want me to? No. Just joking.
But,
That's one of the missing episodes. Is one where we just curse the entire time.
It's so explicit.
A solid hour of explicit writing.
It was entirely about ways to write creative curse words.
I have to go in there and get one of Malachi's squeaking ducks, and record the sound. So when we post it up to YouTube,
Every time.
Yeah.
get like three different voices of it, so that way when Matt squeaks, it's like a high pitch, and then when Ben squeaks, it's a wooga wooga.
We should totally do like an episode where we describe the hero's journey, but then just like bleep out random words.
Well, I was thinking what we actually do an episode where we record parts like where you record the whole thing, but it's entirely about like how to create creative curse words
Yeah.
for your story, and so most of it's bleeped out because we're actually creating creative curse words. So first you take an animal, and then you beep.
I just think, like, kind of like in my story right now, I say people curse, I don't like write it out. That's kind of how I get around it, because this is kind of a young adult story.
I go for adult, so I just write all the words. Except I do take out sex scenes. I have written a couple of them, but I normally just take them out because I don't think they're very good.
I've written some fairly decent sex scenes and stuff in some stories, but I don't know.
had some good sex scenes.
Well, you're married, so it's legal.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
We can cut that out later.
yeah.
In editing, we'll get rid of it.
We keep in mind, guys, we do not edit these when we go from export. So
I know. It's fine. I'm married.
I keep getting invited by my professor to join his LinkedIn. My college professor. And I did join his LinkedIn, but not through my Bellevue email address. So they keep sending it to my Bellevue email address. I'm like,
that's funny.
ugh.
So yeah. So what has kept you guys going as far as the keeping up with the words and the Camp Nano stuff? What's kept you going?
For me, it's just the sheer
Willpower.
yeah. I just want to get this done. Like, my goal is just to get this book done. Like, it's kind of to the point now where I've been working on it for probably about two. Let's see, 'cause it would have been at least a good 2 years now. I've been working on this, like, you know, since, like, because it started NaNoWriMo 2 years ago. Actually, it might have even been 3 years ago. So yeah, it's getting to that point now where it needs to be done. Like,
Matt lucked out there.
Yep.
What happened was Joe yawned, and then shortly after, I wasn't even looking at Joe, but I yawned, and you never yawned.
I didn't know I was writing. I may be working on my manuscript while we're talking.
He doesn't have
I've
time.
written a couple lines.
He doesn't have time to yawn. He's a writer.
I started
No.
writing, but the problem is if I start typing, you guys hear it. See?
Yeah.
So has it gotten bad enough for you, Matt, that you're so engrossed in the writing that you have to put a litter box underneath your chair so you can just go?
No. I usually wait
But-
too long though. I'm like, oh crap, I gotta go right now.
I'd like to congratulate one of the people who has recently been on here. Was on one of our chats. My friend Anthony is recently published. He just published today. It finally came
Nice.
out on Kindle. So
That's awesome.
so he's got that, and it's a whole actual novel. Unlike Matt here, who's published. Well, he published a poetry book and stuff like that. Matt's about to publish a novel though.
Nice.
Or we're all still behind. I haven't got through edits. But because of that, I'm like, I wrote the book he published, okay? He wrote the same time I wrote my book. We wrote them together during the first NaNoWriMo. And now I feel bad.
You gotta get yours out now.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna have to start getting gung-ho, and now that I have my sleep apnea machine, it's gonna happen.
That's going to be exciting. And I know the Creeper's wife, Asia, has
Just got
her
married.
laptop back. So I have a feeling I'm going to be screwed out pretty royally. Because she is a fast writer, so I'm trying to figure out ways to distract her. But I don't know. It's going to be difficult.
Speaking of distracting Joe. Where is it? I'm looking. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. You guys keep going. You guys aren't keep going. What's going on?
Okay.
That's
I don't
right.
know what's happening.
So,
So how did your writing come in, Joe? You haven't talked about yours at camp too much.
well, like I said, it's honestly, I was struggling a little bit to begin with because I finding that focus and that groove. But once I realized that it's not just about finishing a project, for me, it's about building those habits and strengthening the skills that I need to make this into a career. As I stated in the intro, for our listeners, I'm trying to, I want to develop my writing and storytelling ability to the point where I could go work for, Bethesda or BioWare or one of these big game studios on their stories, or even publish my own and have, people buying my adventure paths. But I don't know. It's kind of it's been an up and down battle. I've also got some narrative based stuff that I was trying to write, and I celebrated my 10K victory by picking up the Constantine TV series on DVD from Barnes
Very
&
good.
Noble. So it's on DVD, so it's not on Blu-ray, so I don't get any of the extra stuff with it, which is sad, but it's still $30 for the whole series. So
in order to distract Joe, besides him buying the Constantine DVDs, he told me he needed to see this movie. So I'm finally going to lend it to him.
The other guys?
Yep.
I have not seen that movie yet.
He quotes it all the time. He's never seen it.
Yep. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Yep. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get sued by them or by TLC. I'll watch it at work tomorrow on my computer.
And get fired out of a cannon.
Well, if
So,
you're gonna get fired, you might as well do it for something you enjoy, right?
we should probably wrap up this NaNoWriMo stuff
Mm-hmm.
and head into characters and story.
Sure. Go ahead.
And then we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, yes.
Kidding.
That's my cue. Today's episode is brought to you by the word chatoyant. Chatoyant is changing in luster or color. Chatoyant silk, for example. Jewelry is jewelry reflecting a single streak of light when cut in a kobo-chan. Chatoyant came to English from a special use of the present participle of the French verb chatoyer, which means to change luster like a cat's eye. It entered English in the late 1700s. So that is exciting.
Very cool.
Learn something new every day.
Yes.
So, what is this collaboration story you guys are talking about? I don't know anything about a collaboration story.
Cool, we can cut his character out. Okay, let's cut it. Stupid
What?
kitty. Stop it. I said since he doesn't know about it, we can cut his character out.
Oh yeah, we'll just cut it out. It's fine. She's only the main character.
Yeah. Kitty, stop it. Cords are
Yeah,
not for you to chew on.
So, I don't know, where are we at on this story? I know.
I don't know. It's your guys' story.
Yeah, we're still on the first chapter. Open the collaboration doc, Matt, and find out.
I know, hold on, I'm on the last sentence here.
Well, you're a collaboration doc guru.
I know. I got it. Okay, I just finished another chapter. Alright. Wow.
Stop it. You can't eat the cord.
I have to
Stop
get
it.
back ahead.
Okay, I have
He's
to go
like
feed them.
almost gonna pass.
I will be right back while you guys catch people up because I'm gonna have to feed the cat. Otherwise, she's gonna eat all my cords and take off my computer. See? Oh my lord. Bye.
Let me get to the sharing doc so other people can join in on here. Everybody's watching. Sharing. It's gonna take as long for me to share this as it does with the delay. It's gonna take me longer. Why does it take so long? Oh, great. Loading. Okay. Alright, there is our collaboration project. You can follow along if you're watching and comment on anything that you see. If you think this character should have Tourette's or whatever, you can add that there. If you think the scene should be suddenly lose gravity, whatever, you can add that as well. So, this is a collaboration project where the three of us are working together, but your input also is useful.
Okay, so what happened there, which was fun, is I have a mic hooked up with a USB cord, so I have better audio. And the cat was sitting there playing with the charge cord, and then she started playing with the mic cord, and then she grabbed the cord, yanked it down, which yanked my whole screen down, and then had to yank it back, and so that's what was happening. It was a lot of fun, I tell you. So I fed her, and now she'll leave me alone.
So, alright, so looks like right now we are the commander is a fourth dimensional being, so he sees 3D as 2D, and he must feng shui the timeline. He thinks the copied worlds are stupid and can become better, so he wants to create a better world where people are allowed to grow without restrictions. So he's taken these 3 people that have been taken their timeline because the council believes them to be a detriment to their world, and he is going to Shanghai them to other places, I think.
Yep. And basically, so how we're starting the story, the very first starting point is him looking at the timeline as he kind of goes through, and he discusses, and he's about to go to the council and try to convince them that what they're doing is wrong. And so it cuts out there that his decision's final, and it's with him going to enter that thing. And then we're going to go right into our characters trying to escape from their very first cell. Because again, it's written by a fourth dimensional being, so everything to him happens at once. Time to him is just like us walking from one side of the room to the other. Very simple. Because he's fourth dimensional. So, our characters are now... So, do we want to start with a little background of our character? Or do we just want to go into them escaping, or...
Yeah, so I was thinking so first scene is going to be him meeting with the council, and there's plenty of conflict there to keep that one moving along, and engaging to the readers.
And so our listeners know what we're going to do is we're going to keep flashing back to this council at the beginning of the first couple chapters or so, 5 chapters maybe, I don't know. We'll figure that out as we
All
go.
the chapters.
And then it flashes back. It could be all the chapters, but we were going to also have flashbacks of the characters as well. So every beginning of chapter is a flashback of some sort. And then we start continuing with our story.
So scene 2 will probably be with Asher.
Well, do we want to do it in chronological? Well, actually, it doesn't really matter because again, we're being seen by a fourth dimensional being. So
do we? Okay, so in the I was thinking, like, it's like you were saying with the escape, and we kind of have like a flashback to how they got there and like what their life was like before. So it's like as they're escaping, that can be happening.
Well, like their flashbacks aren't until after the ship takes sail.
Oh, okay.
Right now, it's the captain's flashbacks, and currently, in his mind, anyways, these chapters are us escaping consistently over and over and over, and playing in higher things. So this part's still kind of like, well, it's kind. I guess it could be from any one of our point of views during the escape.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking we probably want to start because I think Asher's going to be one of the main characters.
Well, all three of us should be one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus or
Yeah, it's true.
Wheel of Time or whatever the heck.
We need to channel our Joss Whedon. He does amazing with multiple characters.
Except when it comes to rebooting a series, like focusing on it. No Batgirl, go to Firefly. Just saying.
Character, you're going to be the inspiration for Josh Whedon right here, Batgirl.
Yes.
What if
Because he's
Batgirl is
obviously watching more.
played by
Alicia
Summer
Silverstone
Glau.
again?
Best Batman ever.
I still think it would be hilarious if he cast Alicia Silverstone again, even though she's old. Yeah,
There
that's
was
fine.
so many puns in that movie. Okay,
Yeah.
so on this, do we want to do where they all? Okay, I guess the big question I have is: are they all in one cell, or are they all in separate cells, and they all break out?
Right now, I believe, in my thought process, I'd say they're all in separate cells.
Okay.
Their consistent escaping is maybe what brings them together. Because he's just like, I'm tired of you all escaping. I'm going to lock you all up in one very secure room. But right now, we're just got our separate cells, basic cells, with our sink toilet.
What if they all escape at the same time? Or do we want to like show each person's escape? I don't know.
We could
Well, I
have
guess
them
we
all escape at the
could.
same time. I mean, we each have a different way of escaping, though. I mean, remember, you each have a personal item on you. I can easily, like, mine's a multi-tool, so I can easily use it to pry back a panel and rewire the door to open. That's how I escape, obviously. Then Joe's got whatever, and Matt can talk his way out of anything, kind of thing.
So we can have it where it's like, the big meeting with the council and stuff at first, and the captain is going to talk to them, and then it cuts to like a scene where like Asher's trying to escape, and then it goes back to the council, and it goes back to like where, or wait, would it be? Okay, do we want to? Okay, I get what you're saying about chronological now. So do we want it to do like Hester escaping first, and then, or do we want to start with like the
Well, let's think.
future and then work back?
I think mine would probably be one of the... Yours or mine would be easier to escape than Asher. Joe's got to find a interface to actually hack. I don't know how you do that from the inside of a cell unless they have an interface inside.
I will entertain a few ideas with Asher and her escape.
But see, I literally already have a multi-tool that can that can like undo walls, and your guy is all about,
You need to have one of the aliens ask, "Where on earth were you hiding that?" And then it's like, you were stripped of your original clothing. How were you still having that? And you go, you don't want to know.
And everyone thinks that I hid it somewhere where I didn't, where actually I just have an extra flap of skin that acts like a pocket. It's very weird.
Captain Jack, I was going for, but yeah.
I know. I dare go for Captain Jack, but we could do that whole scene and everyone's thinking I've been hiding it but I'm actually like, I literally like at one point in time sewed a pocket that looks like skin onto myself.
So I guess that's something that we can. I was just thinking like, if we are doing, each of us writing this, like, I mean, that could be our next thing is like we work on the escape setting, because each one of us, each person's gonna have a different setting.
Yeah,
and different
we're each gonna have to write our own little part. I mean, we could easily keep this all in the same chapter, actually, with saying...
It's in the vicinity.
With keeping it, instead of having it if we write it in the captain's point of view, so if we write it in third person, if we each write the escape in the third person, we can probably keep it in... well, no, then it wouldn't be in the same tone, and that'd be kind of weird.
Question.
As he talks about each person, he just... Yeah.
Question.
Answer.
If we write on this, does it count for our words? For Camp Nano?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
So people are going to miss out.
So maybe, yeah, we should... I know what we can do. It's all one chapter, even with the council. So, have you ever read one of those chapters that are, like, divided? They have, instead of, like, it's still one chapter, but it's got those, like, dash, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Let's do that.
What if for
So-
giggles we did what 24 did?
I've never watched that show, actually, as much as you love it.
So basically in 24 they pop up on everything happens in real time, right? So when it says that when they say in the show that it's going to take 15 minutes to drive across Washington D.C., it takes 15 minutes in the show's timeline, right? So what if we start off with like December 24th, 2283, at 1:05 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the opening scene. It's just words across the thing. Because since we're dealing with time, it would be interesting to be able to go, oh, okay, well, they've traveled... The date doesn't really matter. It's the time that matters to us. So if they, like, say for another scene, it's November 5th, 2265. But the time is consistent with where it was the previous scene.
Yeah, we could do that. So but each time the captain talks, literally there's no time.
Right.
Or it's we type it in wingdings.
It's out of time.
So that's out of time. And then what we do, but the thing is what's funny is about this is we could type a scene where all three of us have a different date, but it's all the same exact time.
Yeah.
Because again,
well, because
our own point of view.
That's the key. That's the key part of it too. Like, if it's 2:55 p.m., the next scene would take place however long it takes for that scene to happen, and it also keeps us accountable for not going too far into detail on describing some long, lengthy conversation. Because, say Matt, who's better at dialogue than a lot of people, if he goes into this long explanation of something and it takes in regular time, like if you and I were talking back and forth describing something in that scene, if it would take us say 15 minutes to describe that, but Ben and I can't write a scene that would last 15 minutes, then that's a signal to Matt to cut that conversation down a little bit, or it's a signal for Ben and me to step up, and we've got to come write a little bit more into our scene to make it last 15 minutes.
The thing about that is everyone reads at a different pace, so really that doesn't work.
And I know, but it's. I don't think the pacing on that would change.
Like, have you noticed how slowly Ryan reads?
I know.
Work?
I don't think that would affect
Yeah.
the story. It's just a matter of how we're writing it.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is too is like, because I was thinking mine's going to be a lot of internal stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, because he just kind of talks to somebody and that's about it. How he gets out.
Yeah.
Most of the other like conflict is going to be internal stuff.
Yeah.
There's nothing that he's interacting with in the environment other than just talking to somebody. So, and that can all be done in 3 seconds, but it's 5 minutes worth of reading. So depends on that. But. So I like that idea though of keeping that time.
Go away.
It might also help us writing, because then if we get people commenting on our story, then they can go back to a specific time point and help us to write those fractures or help us to improve those fractures. Because right now, if somebody goes in and says, well, I just watched episode 2 and you guys talked about, or whatever episode, and you guys were talking about this fight, it would be better if you described it this way or expanded out on it a little bit, instead of going, okay, the way, if we do the time thing, they go, on December 5th, 1966 at 3:55 p.m., this was going on. Describe this a little bit more, or change this up a little bit. You know.
I just now realized what I was saying earlier about having us all, even if we met at the same time, we'd all technically be in different times. That would be true, but at the same time, that'd be very confusing to a reader.
Yeah. That's why I think...
Joe, I'm going to pop your scene down that you're working on just to a different page.
That's fine.
So just
that's why
Go away,
I think the dates and stuff can change between scenes, but if we do kind of go and tag in with your idea about the dashes between it, I will actually I'm going to write this down just for notes. November 5th, 1955, 2:46 p.m. Okay, so then you would have Ben's captain's scene. Ben's
Here's the
scene.
thing: all time on the ship would be out of time.
Right.
To us, we'd be in time in our mind, but really we were out of time.
That's why the hours, dates, and minutes are solid, but the time date, the date, like November 5th, would be fluctuating.
Yeah,
Because we're literally
that's
traveling
I
through
actually
time.
said it's. I actually said it's like time is consistent with the scene, but it's at each person's perceived timeline. So it's like.
I
for you,
understand that, but
it's-
again,
it's
how confusing is that going to be to readers?
Yeah,
That's our job as writers to be able to present that.
Yeah.
true. I was thinking, I like the idea
I just
though
think
of
I know
having,
a lot of dumb people. I love you, listeners.
I do like the idea though of having the captains when it's like his scene. It's just like a bunch of symbols.
Yeah,
It's like it
wingdings.
doesn't even make any sense. It's like it's not a perceivable time or date.
We'll actually type in like an actual date and time, but it's just in wingdings. If we still have the font wingdings, that is. I don't know if that's still available.
Alright, are you guys on the docks and seeing what I'm trying to do here?
Yeah. Scrolling.
So I'm just
Where's
confused.
Joe?
Are
Scrolling.
you? Because is it just like for? Okay, now I'm confused.
It doesn't have the scenes don't have to include all four of us. Like that between 2:46 and 2:55 p.m. that doesn't have to include all four characters. I mean, it could, and right off the bat, it should, because they're trying to get both all the perspectives. But it gives the readers a sense of, oh, okay, well, what's happening in Asher's cell versus what's happening in Ben's cells, which is what's happening in Matt's cell. It's all happening at the exact same time.
Well, see, what I was thinking though is that it would be like there wouldn't be like two or three different scenes. It would all just be like, this scene is spent in Asher's time, and so it stays there. Then this scene
Yep,
is in
Matt.
Ben's scene, and then this scene is in Matt's scene.
I was thinking of the way Matt, because again, where each
So
person,
that's gonna be confusing.
yeah, exactly. Ours is more confusing than Joe's.
So you're
I
talking
think what we
like-
should do.
like that, where you get rid of-
Let's. I think we should take out the dates entirely, and just do it in
just do the time.
military time, and put like day 1, day 2, stuff like that. Make it a lot simpler. Because once we're pulled out of time, let's just say our dates and stuff gets reset because we're out of time. We're time travelers, so
Yeah.
we're traveling. So it's
We
like day
should-
4 at 4 o'clock.
We should figure out an interesting way to present time from the alien's perspective. So, like,
We can name each day day Farquaad.
well, no. I'm meaning the time. Like Apple, 2654 dash.
No, here's how I'm gonna
33.
type it. If you stop typing, I'll type in the time for you.
And then A2655 dash 36.
Oh man, totally wrong. Don't do the third one. Also.
See, I don't like that. That just doesn't.
Boom. Well, no. If you do it right, it'd be more like let's see.
Well, like the Predator clock from the movie, where it's like dashes and stuff. Like you could almost like if you choose like 2 or 3 symbols, and then just do like a combination of those, then it would actually
Yeah,
make
that's
sense.
exactly what I think would be work best. I'm just trying to figure out what.
And I mean, basically, it'd be a binary system or even a hexadecimal system, but you use symbols instead of the numbers.
I can see that.
I think 3 characters would be perfect, and they'd just be kind of winged-in characters or Apple option characters, basically, and do it as a hexadecimal system because that would be perfect. Not a binary. A binary, we'd have to have like 5, but if we go with 3, we can do a hexadecimal system pretty easily.
Yeah. And then I was thinking for I was thinking though, like as in the person's mind though, like when it goes to like, you know, their scene written in their point of view, they would still think it's, you know, like my character would still think it's whatever year he's in.
Yeah, that's why I prefer the whole
1500s
Day.
or 1600s.
like what at the beginning of the chapter it'll say day blank of captivity or whatever, day blank of time, day blank since I left Earth basically, and an actual time, and then when we're in the chapter we can say, hey, this is the date I feel it is or whatever like that, but we don't confuse readers by saying day
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, because if you put it as a title, then that's an omniscient
Yeah.
set time. It's not in the characters.
So if
But then once the character starts speaking, then it can go back into his point of view. Or
I
like
think we should
anything.
end.
Yeah.
So it would be like day 4, 1400. Do it military time, I think would be cool too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It is
So-
9:59, so I think we've got a little bit of homework for next week. We want to make sure we want to come up with
Escape scenes.
Yeah, we want to come
Well,
up with a little bit of ideas for escape scenes.
And that's something like I don't, because I mean I know that I'm not gonna have a chance to even get into this document if I'm gonna get to my stuff at all. So like you know, it's like we can work on it here.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't mean to work on the document. I mean, if you come up with a good idea, hey, put it
Right.
into chat, put it into the doc.
Yep.
Not
But
homework,
for next week,
not
that's what we're
homework in the
talking
sense
about.
of hey, you've got to write X 150 words in the doc. No. Like I've got a fairly good scene that I'm gonna hash out with Asher here in a sec that we can discuss next week. You know, and a lot of we want to encourage our chat in both the Skype, or not the Skype, the Twitch stream and our YouTube listeners, that if you like something or if you have ideas, feel free to put it in the chat. We'll check the channel before the show next week and try to incorporate all the thoughts and ideas that you guys had into the show. We'll discuss some of the documents and stuff, because we're writing this document not just for us, but we're also writing it for you guys as well. And we want this to be kind of a big group project, so this will be fun. Let's see. Final thoughts, guys. Camp Nanos. Keep on going with the Camp Nanos stuff. No, Ben. The Camp Nano stuff. Keep going on that. You know, encourage it. If you need some encouragement, feel free to chat us at our Twitter account. That's the best way to get a hold of all three of us. That's Word Art Online, the number 1. And let's throw that into the chat. Just a second here. Bink. And haha, I beat you to it. And you can find more our past episodes and stuff on wowcast.com, WAOCAST.com. There you can also find links to Matt's book, and it's pretty soon, and Ben's
My book and your
pretty
harsh
soon,
reality writing.
The harsh reality stuff will be up there. I don't know if you'll be able to buy from the site or if it'll link you to the buy site, but we're working on that. As we grow the show, stay tuned for more.
What we're doing for the store, just so everyone knows, is what we normally do is we're going to take a picture, we're going to put it on there, you click the picture, you go directly to the site that where you can buy it from. Yeah. It's a lot easier than building a store and collecting money.
So,
and cheaper.
Yep.
Remember, folks, that the writer's journey has many paths and starts with a single blank page. Your journey has begun. Stop listening to us and go get to it. That novel awaits. For all of us at the Word Art Online Studios, we're signing off.
Peace.